Good evening, and welcome back to the Baking Basics broadcast. I'm your host, Mrs. DeGruchy. Tonight, our show will be all about leavening agents. What is that, you ask? Well, a leavening agent is a substance causing expansion of doughs and batters by the release of gases. In other words, it's the reason your pancakes are fluffy or the reason your bread rises. Tonight on the show, we have three very important guests. Each guest will explain one of the types of leavening agents: chemical leaveners, biological leaveners, and physical leaveners. The first guest tonight is a world-unrenowned scientist who has spent minutes preparing their research on chemical leavening agents. Dr. Kaboom, take it away.
Dr. Kaboom here to talk about chemical leaveners. There are actually two different chemical leaveners: baking soda and baking powder. To the inexperienced baker, they might seem like they're interchangeable, like you could use them both to do the same thing. But that is not true. Baking soda is a natural alkaline powder that needs acid added to it in order to cause a reaction, which makes it great for batters like pancakes, muffins, and quick breads. Baking powder already has the acid in it and just needs water to be added, which makes it good for recipes that don't have a lot of acidic ingredients, like cookies. Now, let's do an experiment. I have 2 cups of water. To one, I'm going to add baking soda. Right? It makes the water cloudy, but nothing is happening. Now, when I add baking powder, it causes a reaction right away, and we can even hear it sizzle. Now, when I introduce acid to the cup of baking soda, we should get a much larger reaction. Here we go. Wow! Back to you!
Wow, quite a reaction indeed. Thanks, Dr. Kaboom. Next, we are going to look at biological leaveners, and no matter which way you slice it, there's only one guest we could think of to invite: the big cheese himself, Antonio. Antonio is very busy running his own pizzeria, but agreed to take a quick break to help us out. So let's go see if he's ready.
I told you we're not using those commercial pizza crusts. We're only using real yeast to make my pizza dough here at Antonio's restaurant. We only use biological leaveners here in my restaurant, and let me tell you what a biological leavener is. You know what it is? It's a yeast. You get it? Yeast. Let me tell you how yeast works. Let me look here at my menu and see what it says. Yeast is a living organism that, mixed with warm water and sugars, begins the fermentation process and releases those carbon dioxide gases. The yeast produces carbon dioxide at a slow rate, so it is often used in breads that have a strong gluten matrix like my cousin Vinny, that can hold gas for long periods. You know, those liquid batters like those pancakes are too weak to keep the gas trapped. I'll be right there. I'm telling the people about yeast. But yeast often takes a while to complete the fermentation process, which is why we often let our bread sit and to rise and get that good, plump, tender, mamma mia, good Italian bread like we serve here at my restaurant. Let's watch a little experiment to show the fermentation process. Here, we have a water bottle filled with warm water and sugar. Once we add the yeast in, we will cover the bottle with a balloon and watch how, over time, the yeast ferments and causes the balloon to inflate. Now, I better get back to my restaurant before Maria drives me crazy. I'll be right there. What? We're out of spaghetti? I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao!
Thanks for taking some time out of your busy day to help us, Antonio. Hopefully you can solve your spaghetti dilemma. Our last guest for today is well known for always trying to lift you up. Here to explain physical leaveners is Jim Musselman.
997, 998, 999. Oh, 1 second, okay. 1,000! Hey, welcome. My name is Jim Muscleman, and I'm here to tell you about two different types of physical leaveners, air and steam. I don't know much about baking, but here's what I know. Air is often incorporated into batters when butter and sugar are creamed together. Briskly wisping butter with sugar traps with the small pockets of air within the fat. Air can also be used as a leaven when whipping egg whites or cream. In this instance, the air becomes trapped within a protein matrix in the cream or egg whites, causing an expansion just like my muscles. Steam is the second type of physical leavener. When water converts to steam, the volume can increase by approximately 1,600, I said 1,600 times its original size. Watch this. When moist batters are introduced to high temperatures, the liquid in the batter rapidly transforms into steam. The steam becomes trapped within the batter, which solidifies as it's baked. Steam can also be used as a leavener in foods like popovers, cream puffs, and pie crust. Now, you understand the physical leaveners. I gotta run. Literally!
Thanks, Jim. Glad it worked out for you to join us today. Well, that's our show. Hopefully, we've elevated your knowledge about chemical, biological, and physical leaveners. Thank you to all of our special guests for helping us out on today's show. See you next week.